Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today I'm going to describe about my poster. The title is History of the English Language. The origin of the English language, the history of the English language actually begins with three arrival of three Germanic tribes who invaded England in the 5th century Anno Domini. These tribes were the Anglo-Saxons and Jutes. They crossed the North Sea, which is now Denmark and North Germany. At that time, the people Britain spoke a single Celtic language, but the most Celtic speakers were passed west on the north by colonies, especially in the Wales, Scotland, and Ireland. The Anglos come from England, and their language is called English with C, English, from which the words English in English come from. And I have 4 points. There are Old English 4500 until 1100. The invading Germanic tribes spoke the same language, which in Britain developed into what we now call Old English. And then Central England 1100 until 1500, and then Modern English, early Modern English 1500 until 1800. Old English 4500 until 1100. The invading Germanic tribes spoke the same language, which in Britain developed into what we now call Old English. Old English didn't sound like English today. Native speaker will now have great difficulty understanding Old English. However, about half of the most commonly used words in modern English have Old English roots. The words strong and water, for example, come from Old English. Old English was spoken until 1100. And next, Central England 1100 until 1500. In William part of modern France invaded and conquered England. The new conquerors, called the Normans, broke French. This became the language of the royal court and rank and business classes. For this period, there was kind of linguistic class division, where the lower class spoke English and the upper class spoke French. In the In the 14th century, English became dominant in Britain again, but with many French word aid, this language is called Middle English. The language is the great food culture, but now will still be difficult for native English speakers to understand today. Next, Modern English. Early Modern English 1500 until 1800. It was the and Middle English, sudden and different pronunciation change great vowel shift begins with the vowel pronunciation shortened. For the 16th century, England has been in contact with many people from all over the world. The printing word also brought standardization to the English language. Spelling and grammar became fixed, and the London dialect, of which most published houses became standard in 1604. The first English dictionary was published. At modern England, 1800 until present. The main difference between early modern English and late modern English is vocabulary. Late modern English has more words arising from the main factors. The first, the industrial and technological revolutions that created the needs for new words. And the second, the British Empire at its peak covered a quarter of the Earth's surface, and the English language adopted foreign words from various countries, and we have English varieties from about 1600. British colonization of North America resulted in the formation of variety of distinct American English. Some English pronunciation and saying froze when they reached America. In some ways, American English is more like Shakespearean English than modern English. Some expression that the English call Americanism are actually original British expressions that were preserved in the colonies, while lost no time in Britain. For example, trash for nonsense, borrow as verb instead of land, and fall for fall, another example of frame up, returns from the England via Hollywood gangster in the films. Spanish also had an influence on American English and later British English, with words such as George, ranch, stammered, vigilant being example of Spanish words entering English through the settlement of the American West. French were via Louisiana, and West African words through the slave trade also included American English, and so to some extent British English. Mak tuh. Suun. Oke, jelas AC. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.